Who is Aparna Bajpai in one line?
This is what the beauty of podcast is. I've always felt that, certain questions which you don't ask yourself, and they're so common and important at the same time.
Of course.
Dubai is very special because even the ones who are into the serious businesses are also on Instagram, because Instagram is quite popular here.
Are you yourself an influencer?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't tag myself as an influencer at all.
How do you empower women?
For us at Being She, we have always believed that every woman on the earth is empowered. So for us, it's not all about that how you can become more mature to, fight against the opposite gender. No, that's not empowerment.
Who is Aparna Bajpai?
Okay. I never thought of it that way. So give me some time to think about it if you want to start with that note.
Yeah. Let's start with understanding who are you as a person.
This is what the beauty of podcast is. I've always felt that, certain questions which you don't ask yourself, and they're so common and important at the same time, it brings out that kind of conversation. It opens that conversation.
It defines who you are, so it helps understand.
I mean, I think it becomes more of that you're communicating to yourself first. And the audience is then listening to it. So it becomes so real because, usually what happens, I take a lot of talks and sessions and workshops and trainings, but I'm talking to people, not to myself.
Exactly. Yeah. You're prepared. It's you're a professional in that. It comes naturally to you because this is what you're doing. This is what you believe. That's your passion. But we're starting a step back, understanding how you reached this point.
So how did you come to know about us?
From online.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
From
did you
Instagram.
research?
From Instagram, like it somehow it came across.
Okay.
It connected with women empowerment, those kind of topics. Then as well as on LinkedIn.
Yeah. We are quite active on LinkedIn because the majority of our target audience is there.
Okay.
Because we working women is what our target audience is. And a lot comes from LinkedIn. And I think
What is the difference in your audience at on LinkedIn and Instagram, and how do you target them?
so. LinkedIn is more with the kind of women who believes in the, business growth and personal growth trainings, and the personal branding aspect. Additionally, who believes in who are like into serious industry businesses, okay, or the C-suite professionals. So that's our LinkedIn target audience. Instagram is more on the fashion and beauty side, beauty led, more influencers, um, more of those women who are, either they are solopreneurs or they're running certain things, certain small businesses, and they would like to, connect with a bigger audience and engage with them. But I think Dubai is very special because even the ones who are into the serious businesses are also on Instagram, because Instagram is quite popular here. So I think I would say, but on LinkedIn, you will not find influencers that much, that many, and, women coming out from the fashion and beauty industry. That's more on the Instagram side. Here, they're more C-suite professional, as I said, and, more CEOs, co-founders, founders, presidents, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you yourself an influencer? Do
No,
you
I'm
promote?
not. I'm not. I wouldn't tag myself as an influencer at all. No, no. I think I believe in influencing in a positive way if I can, add certain value, but I'm not an influencer.
Okay. How do you influence or how do you empower women?
I think, Anish, empowerment, first of all, let me just, be a little more candid with you in terms of empowerment. Empowerment is a very misleading term sometimes, and overly used in a wrong way. So for us at Being She, we have always believed that every woman on the earth is empowered. Okay. The add on of, giving them the tool of knowing about themselves more, about their strengths, about the areas where they can work upon more to gain more in terms of as a person, as a personality, whatever they're doing, working, is where we come in the picture. And we think that if we can add that support system to them, is how we want to empower them. So for us, it's not all about that how you can become more mature to, fight against the opposite gender. No, that's not empowerment. Empowerment is, first of all, knowing about your strengths, yourself, how much you know about it. And then, adding those areas of training, self growth, self development that can actually take you to your eventual goal.
How do you help them? Like, what kind of support system do you provide?
So, as I mentioned, that it is more about training led programs that we have, more about workshops, masterclasses, mentorships, more of the relevant networking that we can bring for them. Because today's time, unless and until you have a relevant network, it's not easy to grow, whether it is your professional being, or you're in a business, or you're an entrepreneur. So we try to bring in those kind of elements. We design a lot of initiatives, business forums, where a lot of knowledge can be exchanged with them.
Okay.
For us, we always say, and one of our taglines is, knowledge is power. And you can actually grow a lot, and not only a woman, but also the entire family, the kids, children, the younger generation, it all passes on, when it comes to the knowledge. So if we can add value in terms of bringing them the relevant knowledge, then definitely we think that we are adding certain value to their system.
And what took you to this direction? Like, let's take a step back. How did you end up doing all of this?
I always felt a need of, something extra, where I can belong. I can belong to a network. I can belong to a platform or a community of people, especially women, where I can learn more. I can probably understand about the region more. How, because this was a very different region from Europe, and all I experienced earlier was only Europe, because, at an age of 20, I moved there. So, while I was looking for all of this kind of opportunity, I wasn't getting, there. It was only the kind of casual groups that I could see of women, hanging out, social groups, and all that. So I always felt that, if there can be a system which can be developed for all these aspirational women who have the experience, knowledge, resources, they're aspiring to do a lot in their journeys, but there is no ecosystem that is supporting them and holding their hands and showing them the right direction. I mean, it was exactly my story at that point when I thought of being she. Um, then obviously, I started to put my thinking cap on, and I discussed it with my family that I would like to, start an ecosystem like this. And I want to see and gauge the response and the engagement initially, that how it will all transpire, and, how welcoming, it will be for people. Did a lot of market research, tried to understand the requirements of each and every woman from different industry, what they're looking at, what can be added in the system to support them and help them more. So what we figured out as a team, because then obviously I started it as a proper company, that couple of very important market research has come out in front of us, that women are looking for their personality development. women are looking for some leadership training. Women are looking at some personal branding guidance, then of course it comes to their businesses, how businesses can be branded, how it can all take shape in a way that, they can make it bigger and better. Now, looking at all that scenario, obviously, for any women entrepreneur especially, it is not an easy journey, because initially they come up with an idea, they start their businesses with an idea, but it's not compulsory that they are experts in all the fields or areas. So say for example, if, maybe they're not very good with marketing, or maybe they do not understand how the sales can be tackled, when it comes to a formal business, employee training programs and all that stuff. Probably how to budget, in the businesses, or how to manage their finance or investment. So these areas were crucial areas where, they were looking at many different channels and support. So we tried to bring in all that under one umbrella. That, okay, look, if you are part of this ecosystem, you will be trained from A to Z in all the relevant areas. At least then you can take a decision by yourself that you just need one team who can manage all of this, rather than you just depending on several different teams outside agencies, for marketing somebody else, for sales somebody else, or maybe for, your finance requirements or budgeting or things like that. So why don't we help them with kind of a self-training programs, sessions, workshops, where they can be self-equipped to understand the basics of it, and then they can start implementing it by themselves for their business growth.
So all this is possible because of your affiliation with the publication, with Gulf News.
Yes, of course. I mean, because, Being She is exclusive women's wing under Gulf News umbrella. And the entire initiative that we run through the year with different, aspects, holds a very big portion of Gulf News involvement in that. And there's going to be tangible, media buying for them, if they would like, as I mentioned that, on the special rates, special packages, and the a lot of add-on comes anyway once you are our subscriber
Okay.
on board. Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay. Got it. And what is your biggest event of the year? Something that you have consecutively every year that you're really proud of and has a fantastic turnout?
Okay, so four initiatives, IP, I would say, during the year are our biggest, and that have been running since ever we started. So we have two business forums, which is one in March, Future Women Leaders Forum, and another one in August called Emiratia, to celebrate Emirati Women's Day. Then we have Excellence Awards, which is our, the flagship, and I think I would say the most appreciated and most engaging event, because this year is going to be the fifth year for Excellence Awards, and for past two consecutive years we have been executing it at the Museum of the Future, and it's been taken very well by the women audience participants, the ones who nominate themselves. So we receive on an average 600 to 800 nominations every year. It has a complete jury panel for it. Every year, jury panel changes, and we look at between 45 to 50 winners coming out from the nominations, shortlisted. So that's a very important tool, again, for their own exposure, for who they are, their businesses, because there's a lot of tangible media benefits that they receive, once they are the winners.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they really appreciate it.
Okay. Got it. Tell us a bit about Being She Cares. What kind of contributions?
So, Anish, Being She Care is something very close to my heart. We launched it from the perspective that we want to really care about our community from two major aspects. One is the medical, and one is the education. Um, there were a lot of inquiries from our community members that how can they come in support of, people who are in need for their medical requirements or for education. We used to have a lot of drives, donation drives earlier with our labor camp, colleagues and, women working into certain segment and sector and all of that. Yes, so being care is more to do with it's more philanthropy. It is more to do with connecting community with a cause.
Yeah, nice. What is your vision now for next year, 2025? For you as a person?
2025 is very exciting, going to be very exciting actually, because I can see entire whole calendar in front of me at least until September 2025. So sometimes I feel that am I living in 2024 or already migrated to 2025? So yeah, I mean, see, as a person, also, it is going to be very interesting. A lot of activities, a lot of engagement, whether it is from the media side, whether it is from the business side, and as I'm a business strategist, marketing, and PR expert as well, there have been a lot of occasions where, I am consulting a lot of clients for that. So, a lot of inquiries and referrals are coming on my way through that. Additionally, when it comes to being she, as we are going to be looking at the empowered, focusing on that a lot. We want to make it one of the biggest umbrellas as an ecosystem here. So a lot of force is going on that. Plus our flagship initiatives during the year. Glids Millionaire is going to be upcoming. And my family business stays as it is, where a lot of my time and involvement goes. So yeah.
Wow. So, how do you juggle all that? You have a lot on your plate.
A lot, but I think we all have that kind of strength and management power among ourselves. Where you can fairly manage your family side, your businesses, your personal side, and I think I like to keep myself busy and engaged. If I have certain experience which can be shared and add value to people around me, then why not?
Aparna, we wish you all the best and success for 2025 and the future. We're going to wrap this with you telling us who is Aparna Bajpai in one line.
Okay, so Aparna Bajpai is positive attitude, believing in herself, and full of confidence. ABC.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking out the time.
Thank you so much, Anish. Wonderful talking with you as well. Thank you for inviting.